Hey there guys, quick video showing you this rucksack that I made for collecting beach plastic up in Scotland. So beach plastic is quite light, it's also very bulky. We're talking sort of fishing crates and 25 litre 5 gallon plastic containers, that sort of thing. Quite hard to carry, and if you were to drag them, that's an option, but you need quite a smooth beach for that. And if you've got kind of tussocky grass to go through, they keep catching on that and boulders and things. So I made this this year so I could actually carry some of the stuff. So this is for charity work. The charity's called People Against Plastic Pollution, and you can find a link for that in the description. This is just a standard juice and dumpy bag that was full of sand or aggregate or something like that, which I was using for making some building foundations. And this here is an old backpack which you put a toddler in, which I've reused bits of. I had to flatten out the aluminium tubing so I could put it on this piece of plyboard here at the back, and I used a lot of staples to put this in place, which have held up quite well really. And as you can see, there's probably a couple of hundred staples in there, keeping the dumpy bag secured to the piece of plyboard. And I've also used any spare lengths of strap to attach, get a bit of extra purchase on the plywood. To be honest with you, I was trying to keep the weight down, so I used a very thin piece of plywood. I think this is like 5 or 6 mil. It's not, and really I should have had some shorter staples, because they do poke through at the back here, and sometimes when you pick that up, they poke in your finger, and it's quite unpleasant. But it worked quite well. There's a few zip ties here extra, which I put around sort of key points. That was mainly just to hold it in place before I started stapling. But this method of using hundreds of staples, they use that in furniture manufacture quite well, to good effect, sofas and that sort of thing. So I was fairly confident it will work, and it did. I'll show you some footage now of me collecting plastic off beaches with it, and please do visit the People Against Plastic Pollution website to have a look at the work we do, which is quite urgently needed if we want to carry on eating fish over the next 20 years. Yeah, thanks for viewing, and any questions, please do put them in the comments. Thank you. So as promised, here's a bit of footage of me cleaning up a beach. This is a sort of typically contaminated, isolated stretch of coastland in Scotland, and here you can see just a bit of extra tidying up, and then start to load it with a few bits and bobs. There's a crate, a few drums, that sort of thing going in there. I think the most I got up to was about 15 kilos of plastic in there at one time, which isn't overly heavy for a rucksack, and the rucksack itself weighs about 5 kilos. The carry distance back to the trailer was about 350 metres, and the going was a bit cobbly underfoot, which you had to be careful with and really make sure you were careful with your foot placement. But there you go, it worked okay, and I'm very glad that I took the trouble to make it before I went. It made my job a lot easier on the first day, although on the second day I was mainly dragging big lengths of rope up and down the beach, which was probably as effective, but you can see there it's not too bad, a bit ungainly, but as long as you kept the weight down in there, it was perfectly okay, and a lot more comfortable than carrying it by hand. So there you go. Please do check out the charity, and thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.